Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on 6 online initiatives to grow your healthcare business ROI. Before we get started, a couple of quick housekeeping things. I just want to let you know that we will be answering questions at the end of today's webinar. So feel free to submit any questions in the Q&A section at any point. And even if you can't make it until the end of the webinar, feel free to submit your questions and we'll be sure someone reaches out to you with your answer if you're not able to make it to the end. Alrighty, so now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into today's webinar. First, I'd like to take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Lauren Parr. I'm the co-founder and product director here at Repugen, a healthcare reputation management platform that assists healthcare providers in improving their online reviews, patient acquisition, retention, engagement, and of course, improving revenue. I'm also a contributing editor of the Forbes Business Communication Council. So before we jump in, I want to go over today's agenda of our webinar here. So in this webinar, we'll discuss common obstacles and trends that healthcare businesses currently face, the 6 initiatives that will help you increase your healthcare business return on investment in 2024, and finally, we'll leave time at the end for questions and answers. Okay, so to start off, let's talk about the current obstacles and trends that healthcare businesses are facing. The healthcare industry has evolved a lot over the years. More and more healthcare businesses are realizing that marketing and empowering the patient experience is really necessary to be competitive. So what exactly does that mean? What's happening in healthcare? Well, first of all, there's been a large shift in patient experience and expectations. Nowadays, patients expect more from their healthcare services. They want efficiency, cost effectiveness, and an overall positive experience. In fact, patients are even willing to switch providers or practices to ensure that they receive top-level service and care. Second, the rise of telehealth technology has increased the accessibility of healthcare services. It gives patients additional options to receive care and allow providers to grow through other avenues other than in-person visits. Today's patients are becoming more tech-savvy, resulting in an increased demand for online appointment availability and web presence. Third, online reviews are more important than ever. When it comes to healthcare consumerism, patients are treating healthcare practices the same way they do other industries, such as restaurants, hotels, e-commerce products, so on. This means that patients want to know about their consumers' previous experiences before they move forward in booking an appointment. But what exactly is driving the increase in healthcare consumerism? Well, there are main 3 catalysts: new technology and internet access, increased financial responsibility for patients, and higher expectations for patient experience. First, with new technology and greater internet access, patients can research their providers easier than ever before. This gives patients more control of who they choose for their healthcare needs. Second, patients are now footing the bill for a considerable amount of medical services, so financial responsibility for patients has increased. With patients paying more, they have higher expectations for their healthcare services. And lastly, patients want to be treated like a priority and not a number at a healthcare practice. They expect a greater experience while making an appointment, during their appointment, and with any follow-up appointments. Another major trend that is increasing the number of patients that are looking at online reviews. Repugen's patient review study found that 73% of patients look at online reviews before selecting a healthcare provider, about 3/4 of patients. Patients are still considering providers' credentials, experience, whether they're in network, and various other factors, but they really are valuing online reviews the greatest. Physicians and practices must have positive reviews, meet patient expectations, and increase acquisition in order to thrive in this landscape. With all these different trends and challenges affecting the healthcare industry today, healthcare businesses need to adapt in order to be successful and remain competitive. So let's jump into the 6 initiatives that will help your healthcare business keep up with the changing healthcare landscape and increase ROI in 2024. One of the first things you can do is establish your goals and to understand what sets you apart from competition. To start with this, you'll want to identify your ideal patient. You may want to try to acquire all types of patients, but it's important to understand the specific characteristics of patients that are the most ideal for your type of healthcare practice so that you can attract the right people. For example, if you're a hair transplant surgeon, your ideal patient may be a man who is 30 years or older with the insurance that you accept. To gauge who your ideal patient is, think about what makes them different. Is it their gender, age, insurance, location, something else? The more specific you can be about who you want to serve, the better you can create a specific marketing strategy to attract those ideal patients. Next, you'll want to identify your new patient lifetime value. Patient lifetime value is the net profit that the entire future relationship with a new patient can generate. Understanding your lifetime patient value is highly important when it comes to any marketing strategy because you want to understand the return on investment you're getting for each new patient. Next, you want to set reasonable long-term and short-term goals. You may want 100 new patients per day, but can your practice handle that at its current capacity? Be sure to set reasonable goals to set yourself up for success. For example, if you're currently seeing 20 patients per day and have time to see 5 more patients per day, then that may be a great goal to set. It also allows you to scale up without having to worry if you can meet patient expectations. Take time to think about what your long-term and short-term goals are and write them down for tracking purposes. Lastly, you want to think about what differentiates your healthcare business from competitors. Did you go through special training for your healthcare credentials? Do you offer a service that no one else has in the area? Can you cater to a certain patient population? Understanding your unique value proposition, or UVP, is critical when it comes to marketing your practice, resonating with your ideal patients, and growing your business. Once you have an understanding of your UVP, be sure to share it in your marketing messages to attract those ideal patients. Next, creating a mobile-friendly and responsive website is one of the best ways to position your practice for success in this modern age. 80% of users are using a smartphone to search the internet, and 50% of people won't use a business if the website is not mobile-friendly. With more tech-savvy patients using their smartphones, convenience is everything to them. Your website should reflect that to attract more patients and increase overall search visibility. Having a mobile-friendly website also helps you rank better on Google and also other search engines. So here are some tips for creating a mobile-friendly web design. You want to implement a responsive and healthcare-centric design. Having responsive design means that your website should be adjusting to whatever device the visitors are using, whether that's a desktop, mobile device, or a tablet. Ensure your site is simple and easy to navigate. User experience is everything, so be sure that prospective patients can easily find the information that they need on your website. Slow loading sites result in people quickly leaving after finding your site. Heavy images and videos can affect your load speed. You'll want to make sure you strike the right balance between beautiful design and quick response times. Lastly, include a call and an appointment button to fill out information to book an appointment so that it's easy for prospective patients to contact you or make an appointment from their mobile phone. Remember, your website is a tool for patient acquisition. So next up is monitoring patient satisfaction levels. Since expectations are only increasing for patients, patient satisfaction monitoring is key to retaining patients. You need a way to gauge your patient satisfaction levels and to pinpoint your strengths and weaknesses in order to make improvements to your practice. Patient satisfaction monitoring can increase retention, meaning more revenue for your practice. Based on a Harvard business study, it was determined that increasing retention by 5% can boost profits by at least 25%. More patients choosing to stay with you means repeat business for your practice and fewer acquisition costs. Monitoring patient satisfaction also helps you build a more loyal patient base. Loyal patients result in positive word of mouth referrals, and studies show that they are 60 to 70% more likely to visit you again if they need other care. Lastly, studies have found that improved patient satisfaction also helps with clinical outcomes. Patients will be more likely to be proactive in their care with regards to prevention and disease management if they are happy with the care that they receive. All right, so now that we've established why monitoring patient satisfaction is critical, let's talk about how to monitor satisfaction and what your retention plan should look like. Ideally, you'll want to get fresh patient feedback. We recommend surveying patients after their appointment to quickly learn exactly what they thought of their visit while it's still fresh in their mind. If you wait too long, the response rate that you'll get from patients could drop. Next, you'll want to analyze your patients' responses from surveys and online reviews to see where your strengths and weaknesses are. It may be your provider's bedside manners are great, but your front desk may not be handling the phones well. Or maybe patients are getting the information they need after appointments, but they're not able to get that follow-up phone call. Whatever the case might be, analyzing feedback will allow you to create actionable steps to improve your patient care. It's beneficial to categorize your feedback based on specific aspects of your practice, such as provider interaction, front desk interaction, nursing staff interaction, and so on. This will allow you to pinpoint what needs improvement at each part of your practice. Lastly, you'll want to create a service recovery process to bring those unsatisfied patients back into the fold. So the key to any service recovery process is addressing unsatisfied patients with the goal of hopefully being able to retain them with your practice once you address their concerns. The first step to this process is, of course, to be notified of any feedback from unsatisfied patients. This can be done by implementing an online reputation management solution such as Repugen. Repugen services allow you to receive notifications each time a patient provides you with negative feedback, giving you the tools that you need and the chance you need to address and improve your patient care. Next, make sure that someone is contacting these patients who have negative feedback. This can be done by assigning someone on your team, like a practice manager, to lead this outreach effort. By reaching out to patients who leave negative feedback, they will appreciate the effort, understand that you really are caring about their feedback, and that you are proactively working to make changes to address it. Additionally, be sure to keep track of all of your outreach responses. Were they resolved? Did you retain the patient? By organizing and tracking your outreach, you'll be able to see your retention rates and can adjust how you reach out to patients to retain them. Next, developing a reputation management strategy is critical for the success of your healthcare business and will greatly improve your ROI. Reputation management encompasses monitoring online reviews, generating positive reviews, and responding to reviews, and even more. So again, why are reviews important? Well, first, reviews impact your local search rankings. In fact, online reviews account for a 17% share of Google's ranking factors. This means that with more positive reviews and a high star rating, you are more likely to appear in Google's search results than if you were to have lower ratings. This will increase your visibility on searches when patients are Googling doctor near me or dermatologist near me, etc. This also allows prospective patients to see your practice when they're making those searches. Patients also check reviews before selecting a provider. As a refresher, 73% of patients check online reviews before selecting a healthcare provider, and most require at least 4 stars to consider a provider. Patients are doing more research and being more selective with their care. They value reviews and want to know about the experience that they should expect before they book an appointment. Finally, improving your online reviews can greatly improve your revenue. A Harvard business study found that a 1-star rating improvement in your online reviews equates to a revenue increase of a whopping 5 to 9%. So, with this in mind, having a reputation management strategy will be highly beneficial for improving your return on investment in 2024. Firstly, it allows you to have a more formal process to generate reviews on a consistent basis. With 80% of patients considering recent reviews as more reliable, consistently generating reviews will make you more relevant to prospective patients and increase the likelihood that patients choose you for their healthcare needs. Next, managing your online reputation will lead to more genuine positive reviews, which can mitigate any negative reviews that you already have. With more positive reviews, negative reviews will seem like an outlier. You can't prevent 100% of negative reviews from happening, but generating more positive reviews will help to show that those negative reviews are more relevant and you can rely on the satisfied patients. Also, you'll want to make sure you respond to all reviews. Whether it's positive or negative, prospective patients want to see how you engage with your patients and handle unhappy reviewers. Additionally, unhappy reviewers want to see their feedback acknowledged. So lastly, monitor your online reviews. Whether you're using an online reputation management platform like Repugen or having a team member check your online review site listings, monitoring helps you understand which review sites need more reviews and if your online reputation is up to par. Okay, so now that we've covered having an online reputation plan, let's go over having a patient engagement plan. Engagement is all about the interactions you have with your current patient base, whether it's pre-visit, during the visit, or post-visit. Examples of engagement can be patient education, increased access to care, or even reminders for follow-up appointments. Research shows that the least engaged patients are twice as likely to delay care and are 3 times more likely to have unmet medical needs. This is why patient engagement is essential. It allows patients to get the care that they need. So here are some benefits of improving your engagement with patients. Reduced appointment cancellation and no-shows. Highly engaged patients are more likely to show up to their appointments. They understand the value of their care. Improved patient retention, satisfaction, engagement, and retention all correlate with each other. An increase in engagement and satisfaction will result in more retained patients. Generate more revenue. Reliable and excellent healthcare services don't come cheap. This raises a lot of skepticism that patient engagement helps address by ensuring patients are happy throughout each step of their care. So to build a strong patient engagement plan, you'll need the following. First up, you want to have more digital tools to engage patients. This includes automated appointment confirmations and reminders. With more patients using their smartphones, they will greatly appreciate the ability to confirm or cancel appointments through text. Second, two-way texting is an opportunity to open more lines of communication so people can engage with your practice better and more often. Make sure your texting and communication option is HIPAA compliant. Third, patient education via text and email are key. Sharing information about the latest health news can help position you as an authority and also encourage patients to be more proactive in their care. Fourth, providing more access to convenient care. This could mean telehealth or virtual care. With more options, patients have choices and are willing to find the care that they need. Fifth, having a reactivation strategy to get patients in for the care they need. For example, have patients miss their yearly eye exam. You'll want to have a way to recall patients to ensure that they are retained and come back year after year. Lastly, one critical thing that a lot of practices forget to do is track their performance. So in order to improve your performance and patient care, you need to be evaluating your campaigns and efforts to ensure that you're staying on track with your goals. So here are the basic metrics you should measure to track your performance. First is new patient numbers. Track the number of new patients you receive on a monthly basis. This allows you to see how your healthcare business is trending month over month. We recommend that practices take a look at how many inquiries are coming in, whether that's from your website, via phone, or other methods like referrals. Next, you'll want to review your acquisition costs. You should also understand how much you are paying to acquire new patients. If you're spending $2,000 per month on marketing and the lifetime value of a patient is $500, then you'll need at least 4 new patients per month in order to break even. Again, this really helps if you understand the value of each of your patients. Next, online reviews and ratings. Always know how your online reputation fares on Google. Quantity, rating, and recency matter. Ideally, you'll want to have at least 4 stars with a minimum of 10 total reviews across a variety of review sites and have reviews within the last 6 months. Also, patient satisfaction scores. Patient satisfaction scores are also important to track because it helps you understand how satisfied patients are with your care. It also allows you to make improvements to your care if necessary. Alrighty, and that is actually everything that I wanted to go over in today's webinar. So to summarize, here are the key takeaways. The healthcare industry is evolving, so it's important for healthcare businesses to adapt in order to meet increased patient consumerism. Setting reasonable goals, identifying your ideal patient, and knowing what makes your practice different will help you establish an effective marketing plan and evaluate your marketing investment. We went over the critical components of a responsive website design and why it's critical to position your practice for success. We also talked about processes and tools for patient satisfaction monitoring, engagement, and reputation management, as they all have a role in how successful your practice will be in 2024. Lastly, we discussed any key metrics you need to look at in order to be successful. After all, measuring is how we can adjust and improve. And now I want to take a quick minute to tell you all a little bit more about ourselves here at Repugen. So Repugen is an all-inclusive reputation management solution that will assist you with improving your online reviews, patient engagement, patient satisfaction, and help you leverage your reputation with marketing solutions and more. I also want to let you know that we currently have a Review Pulse promotion going on that offers you the ability to maximize patient acquisition and your Google rankings with 6 months of free review monitoring and reviewed tailored responses. So to take advantage of this promotion, you can email us at info@repugen.com, or to learn more, visit us at www.repugen.com. All right, and with that, now that everything has been covered, I'll go ahead and open up the floor to any Q&A. So if you do have any questions, please drop them into the Q&A box in the Zoom section, and we'll go ahead and go through those questions one by one. Alrighty, it looks like we did have our first question come in. It says, how do I determine what my unique value proposition is? So, great question. Your unique value proposition can really be difficult to figure out at first. So basically, you want to take a look at your business and see what sets you apart from your competitors. You know, do you offer a special service? Are your patients more satisfied with the care from your organization? Do you take a variety of healthcare insurances? You know, think about what makes you stand out compared to any other competitors. And really, once you figure that out, you'll be able to share that information in your marketing efforts and start attracting more ideal patients. We got another question that's asking to see the last slide here, so I'll just come back to this slide. And while I've got that slide up, it looks like we do have another question come in. It says, I might have missed it, but what were the factors that contributed to the rise of healthcare consumerism? Yeah, so basically the 3 factors that we went over that caused the rise in healthcare consumerism are how more patients have access to technology and the internet, their increased financial responsibility since patients are, paying more out of pocket for healthcare services or paying more for their insurance plans, and really just a general higher expectation of the care that they receive. And I think a big reason for that is because of so many options that they do have now in the healthcare landscape. Okay, another question says, I'm still not sure about how to identify my ideal patient. Can you explain that further? Yeah, another great question. So, really, to identify your ideal patient, you can start off by kind of taking a look at your entire patient base and asking yourself, which of these patients are my most ideal, for my business. From there, you can kind of start analyzing what makes these patients different and why you chose them to be ideal over others. Again, perhaps it's that those patients are in a particular age range, a particular gender, have specific insurance, really learn who those patients are, and that will help you kind of adjust your marketing strategies to attract more of those ideal patients specifically. Okay, another question says you mentioned that responding to reviews is good for my online reputation, but aren't there certain HIPAA guidelines that I need to follow? How do I respond to reviews without breaking those guidelines? Yeah, first off, so you are completely correct with there being HIPAA policies that really just prevent you from sharing patient health information, protected health information in any way. So, really, to stay compliant with those policies while still responding to reviews, you need to curate a response that really just thanks the patient for their feedback, even if it's negative feedback, really asks to discuss the situation verbally, and take that conversation offline if it's negative, and just really thank them for their review if it's positive. So by doing so, you're showing your patients that you care for their feedback, but you're not confirming that they visited. You're not disclosing any protected health information. And if you do want to learn, about some more tips about how to go about responding to reviews, you can definitely check out one of our previous webinars. I know we've hosted webinars on responding to reviews. We also have a blog that goes over how to respond to reviews. So you can definitely learn more information, and we have more resources with Repugen to help with that too. Alrighty. Okay, so it looks like that's all the questions for today. Thank you all again so much for attending today's webinar. If you do have any other questions that come up, if you're interested in learning more about us or our current, review post promotion, feel free to email us again at info@repugen.com, or you can check out our website at www.repugen.com. All right, thank you all again so much for joining today's webinar, and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye now.